wanted to be an announcer. I had a creative mind. I had Hidden Hill Speedway in my backyard at my parents' house, and we had bicycle racing. This time of the year during spring break, during the summer, I remember mom making the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, bologna sandwiches, drinks, snack cakes, kids, and of different colors. Not my generation, coming and racing, playing on the bikes, making money, having fun. We don't do that no more. My son, I'll take him to a race with me, and he'll sit in the stands or he'll sit in the press box for about 10, 15 minutes. Oh, this is exciting, Daddy. I look at you doing this, you're doing that. Oh, that's cool. Where does this go? Where does that go? Within 10 minutes, he's like, I want to go to the snack bar. I want to go outside and play. Daddy, I met these friends outside. Can I go play dodgeball with them or go play wherever, the playgrounds? And then as a father, as being somebody that loves my job, I'm worried because I have to worry about what's going on with my son, and at the same time, I got to do my job. You can't do that. And they don't have babysitters at racetracks, at least a lot of tracks don't, But, I mean, it's like the point I'm trying to get at here, rambling, is the attention span is gone for children of this generation. Teenagers, for that matter, they're the same way.
Yes, the whole in between the young and the old are that way. It's just not. They're not they don't care about cars. They don't, my first car, I bought it and pieced it together and worked on it and basically made my first car. Kids don't do that anymore. Daddy, I need a car to go to college, or I need to go to high school. And they buy him a 3-year-old BMW, and the kid's got a sourpuss on. If I wanted to drive a car when I was 16, I had to work for it. I had to own it.
So the question is,
different.
Joe, have we failed as parents? Have we failed as race fans of this generation, or as promoters, as people with sanctioning bodies, as announcers, as PR, as media? Have we failed if not trying to put the word out there for these children, for these millennials? What do we, where are we failing here? Can we do something to fix it?
Too late. The 18 to 35 are not coming back. It's too late. They're on to other things. We need to nurture the next generation.
Well, I'm 35. I'm 35. I love racing.
Well, you're one of the. If you come to my race on Saturday, you'll be one of 3 people in your age group.
Wow.
That's the thing. I'll be 70 years old when this year is over, and people ask me how long I'm going to do this, and it's for as long as I can. But I just accept the fact that no one's coming in the 30-year-old range. They're just not. They're not out there. So let's nurture some of the young people coming along that want to get heavy car experience and step up. NASCAR knows who we are. ARCA knows who we are. We've got people in our series who the only experience they have in heavy cars is in our series, and they've been granted license to race in the truck series and the ARCA series, so they know who we are, which is wonderful. And if people want to use our series as a stepping stone to somewhere else, welcome. If you want to come and race once or twice a month for 5 or 6 months season, welcome, stay. We've got people that have been with us for 11 years, and that's where they're going. That's where they're staying. They're happy here. We have a good platform, a good program, and they want to race because that's what they do. It's just trying to get the younger people to have a hunger to race, and the ones that want to race, we need to encourage them. And chasing somebody that's not coming is, I don't know. I don't do that because I just don't feel it's. If they were going to come and be race fans, they'd already be here.
And
other than you,
it's
who can I call that's 30 years old and get them to come to my race to even watch it? If I gave them a free ticket and sent a Uber to pick them up, they still wouldn't come.
Right, that would be exactly. And the thing is even in the retrospective dirt and asphalt racing, what Stan Lester was talking about, what you're talking about here about the Pro Cup series is, how do we sell it to the promoter? Because the sad reality is there's so much entertainment out there in the world today besides racing. You've got, other sports entertainment things going on. You've got, of course, the movies. You've got bowling. You've got skating. You've got just being a couch potato and playing. I saw something last night, and me and you even talked about it. And I'm not saying that I'm knocking what computer racing has become today. I'm not by no means of the imagination. But the people at eSport and the people at iRacing and Dirt Factor are not helping the real motorsports infrastructure when you're paying a $100,000 to win championship for a damn computer game. It's crazy.
Well, the only thing I can see with that is the future would be is to put all these kids in a suite somewhere at one of these big racetracks and make the cars remote control, and then they can sit in an air-conditioned place and operate their car. It's not what it's about. Auto racing is about mine is bigger than yours. That's what it's about. Mine's better than yours. My driver's better than yours. That's what it's about, and that's gone. I don't know why, but it's gone. But back to the younger people. I worked for Harry Gant the last 6 years of his career.
Right.
He started racing in his 30s.
That's right. That's right.
Today, at 30 years old, if you're not at the top, you're done. You're washed up.
Yes.
And you don't... Back when Harry Gant started racing, a late model racer was in his 20s. Lesser series, I don't know. There wasn't any kids. If you do it proportionally now, you get a cup driver that are 18, 19 years old. Well, back that up in time. What does a late model driver got to be? 10? 8? To make you get a career of experience to move up. So they've got all these kids and all these top rides all around the country, the so-called greatest racing in the country, NASCAR Cup racing, and there's nobody there to follow them. I have nothing against kids, you understand, but I don't know who they are, where they came from. They don't, I'd rather watch videos of the old racing than watch the new racing. I don't find it exciting. It's where did they come from? But anyway, that's where we're at today, and it's just not about talent. It's about the ability to write a check. We've got a young fellow that raced with us, and he moved to ARCA and trying to do some truck stuff now. Cody Rabah's his name.
Oh, yeah.
Fine young fella, trying hard. The family's behind him. And today's market, even with the resources they have, they're struggling. The resources they had 20 years ago, 25 years ago, they'd have been a top team somewhere. But times have just changed. And the big-time racing, that charter system they have, 36 cars show up at the race. You can't build a car and go to a cup race anymore. And back to the starting of Pro Cup. You talk about this in 1995 when I left Skull Band at the end of 94 when Harry retired. In 1995, I took an independent late model racer who had an old Busch car to Rockingham. And in 95 is when they let the Monte Carlo back in and the V8 engine into the Busch series, and we went there with Illumina and a V6.
That's right. Yep.
And checked the records in practice. The top 3 cars in practice was Dennis Setzer, who was in Ricky Pearson's car. Mark Martin was in Jack Roush's car, and the other one above 146 was my car with the late model driver in it and the V6 motor. 3 cars above 146.
Wow, phenomenal!
My car was one of them.
Phenomenal. Hey, Joe, we've got to take a final timeout. Do not go anywhere. Do not hang up. We'll be right back with Joe Schmaling. We're going to wrap things up. We're going to talk about the life of the Pro Cup Series, where it was back in its heyday, maybe probably one of Joe's greatest moments of where the series was. And, of course, remember, they were in action at again, the old the Dominion Raceway, of course, in Thornburg, Virginia. I always say Spotsylvania, but it is Thornburg, Virginia, and that is this Saturday, April the 27th, the season opener. And, of course, SuperCup.StockCarSeries.com for more information. Joe, we have final segment with him in just a moment. We'll be right back.
This is Finish Line. The Speed 51 Video Network live races, highlights, interviews, features, and more. You want it? The Speed 51 Video Network has it. Just $7.99 per month or $69.99 per year.
You gotta be kidding me! There's total chaos! What a wild finish! Oh my goodness!
Become a member of the Speed 51 Video Network today at speed51.com.
Getting involved in the motorsports industry? Late models, helmets, modifieds, doesn't matter. Need to have a wrap job done? Then let All About Wraps take care of you. All About Wraps strives to offer our clients with fast, affordable service from go-karts to the national touring level and everything in between. Wraps on race cars, design services, and promotions. There's no job that they can't do to make your vehicle be on the cutting edge of looking great. Race wraps are starting at just $500. Contact All About Wraps today, and let's see what they can do for your racing team. Call them up at 410-903-3302 or send them an email at allaboutraps@hotmail.com. All About Wraps.
This is Kate Dillon from CrateInsider.com and host of the Racing Insiders podcast. You are listening to my awesome friend Wesley Spider Monkey Outland. Now back to Finish Line.
This is Finish Line.
Final segment of the program. Of course, all podcasts are available at crnsports.org for our live coverage. We're also available on archive replay at CRN Sports, obviously, also on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, iTunes Radio, Tuned In as well. We are here with Joe Schmaling with the Super Cup Stock Car Series. They're cranking up their season for 2019, their 12th consecutive year after the dormant Hooters Pro Cup Series demise back in 2000 and we're just saying what you basically kept up going with the Northern program. Again, the 2019 season starts at Dominion Raceway. SuperCupStockCarSeries.com. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, their social media. And remember, they'll also be on MAV TV Motorsports Network sometime this year as well for a couple of a 6-race TV package, I think is what he talked about in the first segment. Joe, what was the moment? Was there a special moment that you remember being with the Pro Cup Series and that you had now brought into what it is now with today's program? Was there, obviously we all have moments in racing, things we'll always never forget, positive, negative, what we were doing. Was there a moment in the Pro Cup Series tenure when you were with them that will always stand out? Talk about some of those moments.
I would say probably when we started the Northern Division, because it was talk, and then we actually made it happen. And that was in 2001, and it was just wonderful. We were sending home, when we just had the Southern Division, Pro Cup had 119 registered drivers for several years in a row.
Wow.
Think about that, 119. That's twice what NASCAR has.
I remember when they come to the South, and I got to work races with Gene Crane. They would be at Southern National, they would be at Ace Speedway, they would be at Orange County, they would be at Concord, they would be at Hickory, and you would actually see Benny Gordon or Bobby Gill or all of these different name drivers. Derek Gilchrist comes to mind when he ran the Tar Heel Wood Treating Pro Cup car. My dad used to work for his father, Rick. All of these cars would either have 83S, 66N, representing the North and the South. And you had a North race, a South race, a North race, a South race. And then you had that Champion Series, which was that 4-race series that was honoring, of course, also Alan Kawicki from the plane crash in 1992. Or 93.
That's what we're doing. That's basically what I'm trying to do. 5 South, 5 North, and my championship races, and we're almost there. So that's what we're following along in the Pro Cup program, and that's what we're trying to be, and we're getting there.
Joe, would today's market of racing work with the Pro Cups program that was back around in the 90s, in the early 2000s?
Would it work today?
Yes. What was back then? The same format, the same program. Hell, even if you had Hooters as the sponsor, would it